My name is Priscilla Wanjiru Karanja. People know me as Chasila. I'm a teacher by profession, and that is what I do. That is what I love. So one thing unique about dealing with this age group, which is 6 years to around 10 years, is that you have to behave like them. You have to think like them. Anything that you do like them. Like lazima ukwe yo age, lazima. You dance with them, your energy, ukitaka, like energy yako lazima ikue kama yao. And you have to try. Like ifikie yao, for me, like I'm an adult, and for them, awana mambo mingi. In as much as you have a lot in your mind, you go to their level. Yes, but it's something that comes automatic. It's not something that you sit down and you're like, now it's about time. I'm supposed to act like them. We go, 3, 2, 1, go. No. Generally, I make friends easily. And one thing with these kids, we are friends. So when I interact with them, they will respond easily. Even learning becomes easier for them. Because when you're friends with someone, even when they're telling you something, inakuanga easier. So one thing that I did with these kids, I made them my friends. And I made sure, like, I gave them that, that assurance. I'm your friend. And every day I make sure I tell them that I love you. Like, they know Tisha loves us and she can do anything for us. Now, when I brought it out, I think, I don't know, I can't say it's me. In one way or another, I can say it's just favor. It's just favor because it's the friendship. Basically, I can just say it's the friendship. Yeah. And it makes learning easier and maybe, let's say, less serious. Well, it's never that serious. It's never that serious. It's never that serious. Unaleta mchezo kwa sababu there is that aspect when you enjoy doing something, high chances za kuikumbuka, they're very high. Because I normally use songs. And I remember my kids walikuwa wananiimbia, hata ukisikiza some of my videos, wanakuja niambia, Tisha, kuna hii wimbo. Wewe ujui? Then I pretend I don't know, I'm hearing it from them. Unapata wanajua nyimbo. So nikajua, now this is what you love. I'm going to use this to teach. And then many people feel like, ukiimba sana, ni kama you're wasting time. Forgetting these kids wanna learn through songs. There is something we call learning through play. Kuna mtoto anajua, like, they love toys. When they love toys, you'll use those toys to teach. Like, you have to get to know what do these kids love. And nikaona, once I teach a song, kuna song yenye wanapenda. Once I use it to teach something, wanajua.
And now, because we are coming to the end of the term, have you enjoyed term 2? Yeah!
When I was in high school, I really wanted to become a teacher, but I wanted to be a high school teacher. Now, once I finished Form 4, my grade could not allow me to become a high school teacher. So I had to first do the P1 certificate so that I could be able to then with time I upgrade and become a high school teacher. Sasa mimi nilienda nikakuwa mwalimu wa primary. So there's a school I taught. So nilikuwa nafunza upper classes. For some reasons nikapelekwa lower. And when I went there, there's some kind of peace that I found when I was now a dogo. Like, they share a lot. It's just heaven on earth. In as much as wako na kelele, but you have to cope up. Most of the time you'll find these kids, they're just themselves and they're honest. They will be honest with you. They don't care whether it will hurt you or not, but they are honest. They'll give you stories. Yeah.
I put the dress of this one. This one! You prefer this one? Yeah! I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful.
These kids, they are like therapeutic. When you're dealing with them, there is a way you relate with them. And you'll find these kids, in as much as they are young, they really go through a lot. And they will tell you what happened at home, what they ate, what mommy did, what daddy did, what auntie did. And I found it like, let me just say, it's like a ministry where I'll be talking to these kids. Like, like, mkubwa atakuficha. But you see, like, this is the foundation of this child. Now, I found it, akiwa mdogo, in as much as anapitia hii mambo yote, when you guide them, okay, mguide akiwa hapo chini, like, they'll be able to, wataweza cope up with anything yenye ina go through maybe in their lives, nini. Yes. There are many things that I look back and I'm like, I don't want it to happen to some of the kids. To most of the kids actually, and if possible to all the kids, because there are some of the gaps that I faced personally as Priscilla. Because when you look at up to date, I still struggle with my English. I still struggle with it kabisa. Why? Because my English teacher taught me in Kikuyu. That's my English teacher. And I do appreciate her. She did a good job juu niko mahali niko, and I could read the question and understand the answer. But sometimes I look back and I'm like, there's that age itafika, because I know from the age of maybe 2 to 9 years, this child can learn maybe mother tongue, and as a learn Kiswahili, English, and any other language and you introduced. But then again, you find, let me say, when I was in class 5, tuliletewa teacher, a new class teacher, and this teacher he was our friend, and he was so good to us, because I remember he introduced reading the Bible in the morning, and alikuwa na relate na sisi vizuri sana, na mimi nilikuwa ninampenda. So class 7 nikaenda, so fast forward, class 7 nikaenda class 8, sikuifikisha 200. And sasa ufikishi 200, reason being, hata English uelewi, most subjects are English, uelewi. So venye tulingia class 8, there's a way this teacher to motivate. Yes, he was with us all along and we used to love him, but that time masomo iko inaingia. But hii class 8 sijoma ndio ilikuwa mwaka ya mwisho, tukapushiwa until our minds zikafunguka. Now, I always had issues with my English teacher for apparently no reason. Nilikuwa na feel ananionea. Because I remember one day nilienda shule kama sijafanya homework. Na akaniambia niende mzazi. And when I went for my mom was so angry with me, because she was wondering, why is it that I didn't do my homework? And making matters worse, I didn't do my homework. We had a morning class, na nimeenda class kufanya guesswork. Ndio teacher akitisha books nipeane. Na nilikuwa naandika A, B, C, D, tuenda hivyo kumalizia. So mimi nikapatikana, it was my day, nikatumiwa kama example. People used to do that, but for this day ni mimi nilishikwa. So nikaitishwa mzazi, my mom came to school. My mom alinitandikia shule kwa ofisi ya head teacher. And she gave me a thorough beating, but sahi watu naongea hadi tunacheka about, but it was not a good picture. And I'm so vocal. Mimi ni mtu wa kuongea, kila mtu alikuwa ananiaminia, nini. If they want something to be done, it's Priscilla. But now nimechapwa hadi nika nose bleed. Then my mom was like, we toka, enda ukaoshe hiyo mapua yako, sitaki kukuona. And sasa nikupita hapo nje ya classes, nimepita hapo staff room nikitoka office ya head teacher, nikapita, nimeenda kujifanyia first aid. Apparently that was the day nililearn kujifanyia first aid, hata ya nose bleeding. So nikajifanyia first aid nini hivyo, then went back to class. My mom went home nini hivyo. When I was in class, ini teacher huu mwenye angekuja class alikuwa ananiambia, their eyes were on me. Priscilla, umefanya homework kama nikuitie mamako? And I'm like, wow. And you know, sasa this time I'm an extrovert, nishakuwa introvert. I can't say it was so humiliating. So I felt bad. And yeah, I really felt bad. And not from that day, I didn't like English before. Adi sasa hiyo time. So hiyo time ilifanya ni feel like I wish English it's optional. Sitaki, I don't want it. But if today we are friends with that teacher, we do talk. We are friends, and she reminds me about that day. And yeah, so when I went to high school, my English teacher was a very good friend of mine, but English ilikataa kuingia. Ilikataa kabisa. Even up to today, right now, I'm even trying to cultivate that culture of reading books, like to improve my English. And it's something that I wouldn't want a child to face, because kids are kids. A child will come to school kama jamaliza homework. Because I remember for me, sikufanya homework because I left the book at school. Anyone can forget, right? And I wish that time I was given a chance to sit down. Let's discuss. Why did you leave your book at school? That's why you didn't do your homework. You know, nikitungekaa chini. Like, say, I'll give a child a chance. Let's talk. Why is it that you didn't do your homework? You know, like, mtoto atakuelezea, sikufanya juu ya this and this and this. But si ile umeingia class, hujafanya homework, go home, get your mom, come to school, your mom hataki kukusikiza, umetandikwa. You know, it's just too much. It's just too much. Yeah. So when you deny a child to speak out, to speak out their mind, it will affect them in future. It might not be visible at their tender age. Number one, when a child cannot express themselves, if they cannot talk, they will act. Most of the time, you'll find this child will act. If anyone, like human beings, kama huwezi sema utaifanya, you know. And that is why you will find, kama mtoto hajapewa somewhere to express themselves, they will always find a way to express themselves, you know. And you will find if a child, we find these cases, if a child cannot express their anger by crying, you'll find maybe they fight, wanajiuma, ama they are just, what can I say, ako everywhere, ama anachokoza wengine. Why? Because there is something that is within them, anataka kuitoa, but anashangaa, there's something disturbing me, nitaitoa aje? You see, so there is just a way. So what you do most of the time when you talk, how are you feeling, blah blah blah, you'll know how to respond to them, show them whatever you're feeling. It's okay to feel that, but when you feel like this is how you act. This is what you do. You feel like crying, it's okay. It's okay to cry. Just cry and we move on. Crying will make you feel better. It's okay. You want to fight, we don't fight when you feel bad. You don't do that. Yes. So when you deny them, in one way or another, it's a seed that you're planting within them. You know, when you don't give them, you take away their voice, you're plucking something from them, like you're planting something, and one day it will be visible. It's very important. It's because it's important to take care of the foundation of any child, because all of us, we are a product of our foundation. We are a product in one way or another. You are that product. Why? Because sometimes I interact with some of my friends, and for those who went to, let me say, good schools, you'll find even their vocabulary, you're like, sijaisikia hiyo. And then they're like, that's a common word, come on. I'm like, sijaisikia hiyo. You know. Apart from that incident of kutandikwa, because my mom, let me say, pia mimi nilikuwa na makosa, because that was the second time my mama alikuwa anaitwa shule. Because nilikuwa na, wazazi walikuwa wameitwa because we had boyfriends. Na nikasamehewa. So, mimi nilikuwa na lead watu, I had a boyfriend, sijui nini, hivyo. Then the second time, you know, like, even when you have, ni age, you know, ni age na ni kitu inakuja na inapita. Hiyo alinisamehea. But apparently this one, hata nilikaa chini and I felt, afadhali wangenitandikia ile ingine, but this one, apana. Well, something about the new education system, the CBC, the competency-based curriculum, you'll find it's, ukiangalia vizuri, it goes to the level of the child. And the education system is supposed to be child-centered, not teacher-centered. Because when you look at 844, it was teacher-centered. What do I mean by teacher-centered? Teacher simame, afunze, that's it. But when you look at CBC, what you're supposed to do as a teacher is just to offer guidance, and they do the rest for themselves, you know. So once you create, like the way I told you, the way I said about when nilisema friendship, when you create that friendship with them, they'll be able to do a lot by themselves. Ukiwa ama hauko, once you leave maybe a couple, they also do projects by themselves, Evo. And mtoto anafika mahali, they can even express themselves when they're having group discussions. They can express themselves very well. And for a child, ata kuchallenge. I know there's this video that I did. Yeah, mtoto alikuwa amepata. I thought, because the questions that I had given, I knew all the answers are 9. The answer is 9. But kuna nilikuwa nimepena 6 plus 3 plus 1. So in my head, I don't know, nilikuwa najua nimepena 6 plus 2 plus 1, which is 9. Then a child ananiletea 10 and I'm like, it is wrong. Akaenda kafanya tena. Ai, apana. Akaniletea, teacher, hii nimepata. You know, like mtoto anaweza kujiexpress, anajua this is the right way. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is, you know, this child, ata kitoka out there, they'll be able to know, this is not what I was taught. There is like the assertiveness. Mtoto ako assertive, we say no, and we say yes. There are certain things that we say no. There is a certain way things are supposed to be done. Evo, I remember before I went to this school, wenye huwa mnaniona hata nimekaa upright. Ile shule nilikuwa, I never thought I was so attached to those kids, because I was like, yeah, I'm going to a new school, I'm getting an A. Then, one of the days, nikiwa nimetulia, a parent called me. And he was like, Teacher Priscilla, why is it that hatukuoni siku hizi? What happened? Ulipata job ingine? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, Nathan wants to talk to you. So I talked to Nathan. Hi, Nathan, how are you? This boy, this boy, he was so vocal. Alikuwa ever on my table, oh teacher, every now and then. And then this time, he's like, so mean that I never thought this boy used to love me. Until he was like, teacher, when are you coming back to teach us, to be our class teacher? Let me tell you, that day I cried. Like, I was like, that's it. That's it. Like, that's it. Now, that one was so heartbreaking, because another parent called me, Teacher Priscilla, kwani ulituacha? And I was like, kwani did I mean anything to you guys? I felt bad, because I felt like now, the person, I know they will handle them vizuri, and have confidence the person that will come next at our handle vizuri, but you're like, will that person give them what I was giving? There is that selfishness. Now, the class that I have right now, they will transit wataenda class ingine next year, and I won't be having them. We are advised not to be attached, but in one way or another, you find yourself being attached to the kids. In as much as you have a class, even if ni 100 kids, there is a way. Kila mtoto, they play a role. They play a role in your life, in your career, in that class, and it really feels bad. And sometimes I wish there is some guidance and counseling for that, even for the kids, because it's not easy. It's like you had formed a family, you had started love, mko mmeanza kupendana, mnajua kuishi pamoja, they know you, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're not there. So basically what happens, like for me, you stay with them from grade 1 to grade 3. You're with them full yote. But something I would recommend is, if it's possible, let me just say I don't think it's possible, but if by any chance it can be possible, like they can start interacting with other teachers, maybe around 2nd or 3rd term. Maybe one teacher anakuja and interact now, they know this is Mr. So-and-so. You know, lower classes you find female teachers. You'll never, now introduce a man, do this, and you know, men, they are not like, oh yeah, it's either you're doing it or not, you know, like waanze kuintroduciwa, like if it is that upper classes teacher, once in a while anakuja na interact na wao hivyo, mwingine hivyo pole pole tu, so that hata wakienda the other class watakuwa wanajua this is Mr. so and so, this is Mr. so and so, like that. And I can say, maybe you will find maybe 40, let me just say 30% of the schools, they invest on the foundation. But most of them you will find, huku kwa foundation, hakuna foundation kabisa. Now, utapata even the budgets that are being done, ama zenye ziko presented in a school, unapata ni za hawa wakubwa, they need books, they need reading aids for them to improve on their readings, nini. Forgetting, ulikata kufunza mtoto letter sounds, akiwa huku chini. Now, how do you bring a storybook, iko na 1,000 words, you want them to read? It's impossible, because everyone need to start from somewhere. Another thing, maybe empowering teachers. Teachers need to be empowered, like in terms of resources, in terms of maybe someone to talk to. Because when you go to a class, maybe let me just say a class of 30 kids. These are 30 personalities. These are 30 families that you're dealing with. 30, like, these are not kids, these are people. You're dealing with 30 people. And all of them, they're depending on you, you know. And a disclaimer. I normally tell my friends, in as much as you see me doing what I'm doing it because it is coming from my heart and something that I love. If you don't have that calling of being a teacher, please don't. Because it requires a lot of patience. And most of the time you find you're patient. And not only you're not only patient with the kid, but also with the parent. Because you find even parents themselves, they don't cooperate. So you find you're carrying the child and also the parent. Do you know what it takes to explain to a child the difference between B and D? You have to be like this. If this is D, this is B. Nabado, you'll have the difference between 9 and P. Those are two different things, you know. And there are things that disturb kids. But wako zile za like vitu simple nini na kulipia. Forgetting, it took a lot of patience to do this. The energy that you apply for these kids to be independent, it's a lot. It's a lot. Mtoto ajisimamishe na kuwe independent. Now, let us just take this. We compare preschool and university. Angalia preschool, you have to be there physically. At some point, you have to shika hii mkono ya mtoto, tu mikono hata hatuna nguvu. You draw that A, B, C, D, right? You're there physically. You're there physically, mentally, emotionally. You're there because at some point, this child will even break down. Because ashanga mona ninashindwa. Now, most of us, we've gone through colleges and campus. What does a lecturer? I'm not saying they do a good job because I'm a product of a lecturer. Right? And there are things that I was told. But a lecturer utapata, ataingia, awape kazi, mwalimu aliko kuchini, alikushafanya you're independent. Atakwachia project, go do it for yourself, then nilete results. Then venye atafanya ataka hapo like just to be an observer. This teacher alikuja kakupe instruction, do this, that's it. Now, ukiangalia uticha amekuwa hapa, like there is a lot that is done kwa foundation which should not be taken for granted. And if I was asked, whatever this mwenyako kuju anapromise semi hata asipunguziwe, hata mtu apewe haki yake, but also consider this teacher mwenye ako hapa chini. There is a lot that this teacher is doing, and some of the things this teacher does, it is not taught in college. It is not taught anywhere. It's something that you have to, let me just say, you use your common sense and do it. Because for me, if I'm supposed to do my job as a teacher, go to class, teach. Whether umeshika ama ujashika, that is none of my business. But what do we do? Not only teaching. This child will come in the morning crying. You have to inquire why this child is crying. Why is it that they are feeling like that? This child will atadropiwa asubuhi, mtoto amejendea, amejimesia. You have to know, mtoto haezi rudi nyumbani. You have to figure out, how will this child be able to stay in class? Change aje? So as a teacher, you'll change. If naeza andikiwa kazi zangu, whatever I'm supposed to do as a teacher, and whatever I do, they cannot be compared. And the human in me, siwezi kaa hivyo chini niseme, isi kazi yangu. You will do it. Mtoto ataumia kiwa shule, and you'll have to do it, because wakubwa ataumia, like they know what they're supposed to do, nini. Wataenda kufanya backflip juu ya meza, ameanguka. They do it because they're exploring, they're learning new things, and it's something that happens. Atakuja hapo mkono imevunjika, crying, you're the parent at school, know what you're supposed to do. You see, now there is a lot that happens. Actually, what I normally say, if you look at those videos, I record 2 minutes. And don't forget, I'm with these kids from 7 in the morning, and some up to 5 jioni. Juu lazima ungoje, mzazi akujie mtoto, uwezi muacha. Na muachia nani? You have to be there. So we act as parents. Let me just say, we are basically parents. And you know that, unajua, you're not a parent to one child. Population are like 30, 40, 50. Some school, even 70. Because I'm in a public school. Technology, it has really helped. Because I'm here because of technology. Technology is the one that brought me. I'm here because of technology, right? And technology can be used in 2 ways, of which most people, either you choose to use it in a positive way or a negative way. And whether it's positive, it's still an education. Whether it's negative, it's still education. Because education, it's when you're learning something, right? It has helped because you find we get to know some of the talents of the kids through technology. It has been aired out. Something else, there is a lot we learn from other education systems. How do other countries do their things? How do they do their things differently from us? And I can say, for me as a teacher, I normally I borrow some of the things from other countries, what they do, and try to implement it to our kids, to our Kenyan kids, what they do. Another thing with technologies, when I'm recording, most of the time when I'm recording, I'm not only teaching the kids that I have there. I know, and I've gotten some testimonies that my child loves your content. My child, akitoka shule, they're like, I want to see what Teacher Priscilla taught today. You see, I'm not only teaching that kid who is there, I'm also teaching a kid out there. It has opened up the space to explore and also to reach out to as many as possible. Yeah. And also when you're teaching, you find, for me, I remember I touched like 2020. That is when nilijua cooperate laptop. Like, mi nilikuwa naona hiyo ni rocket science. Hii hata siwezani. Juzi ndio nimejua cooperate laptop juzi. But you find, sahi mtoto atafungua, they know, wanaweza fanya vitu ma 1, 2, 3 na laptop. They can do, because sahi I normally teach like good handwriting. I love good handwriting and neat work. I love it. But when you look at it vizuri, tunatoka hapo. Like, ukiangalia vizuri, technology venye inakuja, it will be typing. Ni typing, anything to do with kalamu and nini, ni kama inatoka tu pole pole. So if it's possible, every child like to be conversant with technology, to navigate through the laptop, ni vizuri, but with guidance. Because it opens your mind in one way or another. It challenges, let me just say, huwa challenge your mind. It has opened doors for me, doors that I never thought ningefika, you know. And I would urge, if it's possible, you mingle with technology, social media, nini, it will give you an extra income. It will give you an extra coin for yourself. An extra coin in uko class, unafunza. Number one, you're helping someone out there. And another thing, ulalinja. You know, because it's something inaleta kitu kwa mfuko yako. Well, being known through TikTok, first of all, I can say it has not been easy. It has not been an easy journey. I really thank God because it has, as I had said earlier, it has opened doors. It has opened doors for me. But at first, like for me, when I was doing it for fun. And then all of a sudden, it's a brand by itself and it's still growing. And it's something that I'm feeling like I'm enjoying. It's something I'll do over and over again. Yes. Now, something else that it has done to me, I can say I've lost friends through social media. Nimepoteza friends because you will find someone will come with that. Kutoka kuwe celeb, siku hizi hata uongeleshi watu. Kutoka kuwe celeb, you're doing this. Kutoka kuwe celeb, blah blah blah. You know, and you're like, I'm still the same Priscilla. I've not changed anything. Of which it really affected me emotionally. Something else positively, it has made me network. Like I've networked with people and I'm growing. Not only in I'm growing. Like I can say at my age, I'm growing. I'm growing in inanifungua mind. Like doing things differently, seeing things differently. So it's a good platform. For me, it has added value to me because I'm not just a classroom teacher. I'm also a teacher out there. Kuna saa zingine you'll find even parents inboxing me. My child is doing this and this and this. You advise them hadi mali inaweza fika. Because some are so personal. Because some issues are family issues. And for me, I'm an educator. You know. So I'll just guide you on what I can. Because ingine atakuletea, the dad did this, the mom did this, what can I do? So in as much as TikTok has added value, it has had some of my, let me just call it emotional damage. One is, we have people who troll you. They will tell you some comments zitafanya ufeel vibaya, and they will give negative comments. There are people who will say mnafanya vituko class, which really feels bad. Someone who don't understand the education, maybe ajui what happens. And something else is that as I sit here, my account was hacked, and at the moment I can't access my account. It happened. I had gone for a mission. I was at my girls Kamusinga, and I had gone to talk to the girls. It was a mission. So minutes, I was like, it was minutes niende nikaongelesha wasichana. Like I was just walking, and then ile unasema let me just log in niingie, like ni scroll. And then it told me you are logged out. It was so heartbreaking. Nilishangaa nikukaa chini nilie. Nifanye nini? But I had to regain my strength. went, talked to the girls. Then after that, nika break down. Nearly break down like a week too. Just, like I really broke down because it's something that I've used energy, efforts, and it has taken time to do that, and it's something that I love. And seeing all that, like, I can't access it, I can't see it, I can't see anything, it really hurts. It really hurts, and it's not something that I ever planned it can happen, though we are still learning. But it's one of the things that I can say it's so heartbreaking. It's like starting something and then someone comes and takes it away. Yeah, because this, whatever I do, it's something that I love. It's not something that I'm forced. It's something that comes from within me, and something that I own. Like I own the account, like I feel like it's part of me. But being taken away, it's like part of me, it has been taken away from me. But I've communicated with TikTok. I reported, and the fact that we can still see the content, there is still hope. There is still some hope, and I'm still hoping all will be well. Yes, and they will restore it. So yet nikisema hivyo, it's just strength. Because some few weeks ago it was so emotional. I was feeling like nothing is working out. I've not, I think naisema tu hapa, sijaambia watu wengi, because I was trying to sit down, think about it, think if I'm still going to start again, what should I do? But we fall and we rise up again and we continue. And because I've never done that because of fame or nini, it's passion. Anything else that comes along, it's a plus. But the thing is to spread the love, to spread the message, and to teach a child out there. And talking about vision, let me go to vision. And as much as my main account is not there, I cannot log into it, and I'm still hoping I'll be able to do that, because as I talk that, I'm feeling the pain within me. I'm just feeling it. But this was my plan. Like, I was planning to start the reading classes. Because I also have kids in my class who don't know how to read. I have kids who really struggle, and it's something that they work with. And maybe sometimes kids try to wanajibandika, like, this is me, I don't know how to read. But I'm trying to send out a message that any kid can read. Once followed, they can read, and it's possible. I also want to spread the message that every kid, they have potential in their own way. They are not the same, and every kid, I want to spread that message to everyone. And I also want to tell parents that the fact that your kid is not performing like any other kid doesn't mean that your kid is bad, doesn't mean that you're a bad parent. We are all different, we are blessed differently, and we do our things differently. And as much as the account is not there, I still believe and I know the message will get home. And, like comparing the new education system and the previous one, they are very different. Yes, we are doing the same things that were done in 844, but they are being done in a different way. I remember we had a parents meeting for my class, and the parents said, there is one parent who said, there's a way we teach our kids, maybe to do mathematics, but when you try to explain to them, they are like, tisha kusema hivo, atufanyangi hivo. In as much as it is bringing the same answer, awaamini yenyewe kama mzazi umefunza, it's not that one. So you find when maybe I put it out there, hata mtoto, not only even a kid out there, even the same kid mwenye nilifunza class, hakuelewa, they'll still go to channel ya tisha wao, chenye tulisoma tisha lirecord, we can still see it. And still learning will continue at home, at the comfort of your, like, ukiwa nyumbani, like, education will still continue. And it is not continuing at ukayapo, let's do this, but in a fun way. A way a kid will enjoy, because concentration span ya mtoto inakuanga si kubwa, ni kidogo. And you try to capture it in venye tutawezana tu uishike. And you know nowadays kids wako TikTok. They are there. They have their own accounts. But wakienda, they are also educative platforms where they can still learn. Now, my role as an educator is to teach kids the right way, the way to go. And the fact that I've used a platform like TikTok where most of us tuko, and even kids wako, they have their accounts. Now, mtoto akiingia hii TikTok, they have options. Anaweza choose a certain type of content, zenye ziko, maybe the bad one, yenye inamdestroy, and then there is Teacher Selah. Now, my role is to come and saturate whatever yenye bad content iko, like mtoto ataweza kuchagua, like this one, yenye Teacher Selah ameweka, they have an option. Like my role is to be there to stand in the gap. Yes, there is a lot that is happening. Yes, hatukatai. Yes, we have people who are creating their content and it is okay. But what are we feeding our kids? What is it right? Is it useful to their brain? Like you saturate it in a way. Like these kids, they know the song ya Humwakae, right? But then again, akikuja kuangalia, Teacher Selah, hakuna ati kufosi. Like Teacher Selah is telling this child, huu mwaka tunasherehekea sherehe mbalimbali, and then you point out like the sherehe zenye ziko zenye tunasherehekea, because the thing is mtoto anajua already, they know the song, but then again you have changed it to education. So hapo basically umeisaturate, so mtoto hata the fact that they are enjoying and still they are learning, unaona. So each chenye anasoma hapa bado ata-enjoy any other content, venye ata-enjoy any other content, venye, let me say, venye ata-enjoy any other content, it's the same ata-enjoy educational content. Yenye anatafilata after me watch, they are satisfied. And not only being satisfied, but they have learned something new. And not only on TikTok, also on other social media platforms, where it's Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube. Mtoto bado anaendelea kulearn. One thing about my content, I not only do it for kids, but I do it for a parent out there, a guardian, an auntie. You have a child who is surrounding you. Because most of the time, si mzazi peke yake huwa anafanyisha mtoto homework. Pia that auntie, that uncle, huwa anafanyisha mtoto homework. Or they see maybe a different change of behavior kwa mtoto, and they wonder, why is it like this? Now, my main aim as an educator, not only educating kids, but also everyone at large, any adult, anyone who is surrounded by a child. I'm also educating you how to do things differently, how to navigate through the education system. Now, once maybe I teach something in class, there is a way maybe I'll teach in class. Once umefika nyumbani, pia wewe, it becomes easier for you, because everybody is complaining. What is this CBC? What is it all about? It is requiring a lot, you know. But when you look at it closely, I know no one wants, most of the parents, they don't want to hear about it. Every parent anafeel pia yeye amekuwa mwanafunzi, anafeel like hata mtoto akipewa homework ni yeye, ni mzazi hadi hataki kuischedule, anaona ni umeshinda na kazi, uko na kazi kazini, then when you come to at home pia unapewa kazi ingine. But the thing is, me as an educator, I just want to make your work easier. Hiyo free time unapata ukiwa kwa ofisi, maybe you go through Teacher Selah, what did she do today, nini, in a fun way. Most of my content, 90% of the comments that I get and the feedback that I get, it is positive, and that is what keeps me going. You know, most of the content creators, you will hear them say, your hate is what makes me go, for me, it's the positive feedback that I get from this, and the support. You know, the day, anytime mtu atakutumia message, you motivate me. It's something that gives you a reason of doing it again and again and again, because it is helping someone out there. Yes, and my fans have really supported me, and something that I don't take it for granted. You know, like, wezi wajua personally, and sometimes you find them kwa street, mtu anakusalimia and maybe mtu anadhania unamjua, but then again but it's great support. It is great support. Hata kaka account kama kako tunasonga. And to every teacher out there, mwenye huwa anaamka asubuhi to go to class and encourage that child, you forget all your problems and tackle for these, let me call them strangers. That work will never go unrewarded. And not only to you, you might want it directly to you, but it will be rewarded even to people that you love, to your surrounding. And the fact that whatever you do in class, it's not recorded like Teacher Selah's work. Just know that your work is appreciated and you do a good job. You will never be like Teacher Selah. I will never be like Teacher so-and-so. Never compare yourself as a teacher. As long as unajitolea, we will never be the same. The way you teach, it's different. The way I teach, it's so different. Okay? Yes. So never compare yourself. In this teaching career, once you compare yourself, you'll feel like you're not doing enough. So my content, you can find it in all social media platforms. So for TikTok is Teacher Selah, Facebook Teacher Selah, IG teacher_Selah. Then on Twitter I'm also Teacher Selah. Also YouTube I'm Teacher Selah. So everywhere I'm just Teacher Selah. Yes, follow me, subscribe for the YouTube channel for more educational content. Yes, and I hope mutabarikiwa.